Mike Radich here, and I'm now joined on the phone by King of the Cage Middleweight Champion, Brandon Hunt. Brandon, how are you?
I'm good. How about yourself?
I'm doing good. Brandon, you got a fight coming up at King of the Cage Steel Curtain this Saturday night. How's training been going for the fight?
Training's been going good. Getting a lot of time in the gym with some really good guys, and I'm pumped for this fight.
Have you changed up your training? Are you doing anything specific for this fight?
No, nothing specific. Just really working cardio. Nothing any different than normal.
Your opponent, Sean Strickland, how much do you know about him?
Not very much. I know. I heard he has a good jiu-jitsu background. I know he's 7-0, so that's an outstanding record. I'm hoping to change that Saturday night to 7-1. But other than that, I've only seen very few fights of his, and most of those fights, it was just short footage.
Without revealing too much, of course, what's your game plan going into the fight?
Just to get a win. Do whatever it takes to win. I'll see how it goes. I really don't expect him to stand with me. Looking at his other fights, most of the time he tries to shoot in and get his hands on his opponent. So I'm kind of expecting that. He may stand, and we'll just see what happens.
Your last fight was against Angelo Popovsky. A lot of people have kind of labeled you as a slow starter. How good did it feel to kind of silence those critics by getting a first-round finish?
That felt good. Angelo and I had fought before, and I wasn't expecting this fight to last long. Win or lose, I wasn't expecting it to last long, but I knew he was going to come out explosive. He tried that in the first fight, and I just had to work with that. But also the fight with Kenny McCorkle, that started out very fast. So I may be a slow starter, but I match my opponents. If they come out fast, I'm going to meet them fast. I'm not going to run around the cage to get away from them.
Right. I mean, I really don't understand the term slow starter if you're getting wins, but, that's just me.
Finally a supporter.
Yeah, I don't know what it means. As long as you're getting W's, that's all that matters. As long as you still got the belt when you go home.
My very first fight at King of the Cage, I started off fast and I got knocked out. So,
right.
That's the difference, and I'll start slow every fight.
Right. You mentioned the fight with Kenny McCorkle. It went to the fifth round. How confident were you that fight was going to go your way had you not got that submission at the end?
I could feel Kenny slowing down midway through the second round. Even watching that fight with him now, I can see myself coasting, like third, fourth, especially the fourth. Now, don't get me wrong, I was just tired. Well, I was tired, but not as tired as him. And I did a lot of, I didn't cut the cage off like I should have, so it lasted a little bit longer, but I knew, like I said, same thing with Kenny. I'd only seen a little bit of his fights, and most of his fights were first round endings, so I didn't really know what to expect, but I knew he was going to come out fast and hard. So I just had to match that, but I went for that Kimura earlier, I believe in the third round, and he kept wiggling out of it. But this last time when I got him down with the punch, I think he was out. I know I had him hurt with the punch, but the arm was there and I just took it.
You had 3 fights with Brad Burrick. The first fight, you got the decision. Second fight, he got the decision. One, how good did it feel to win 2 out of the 3, and third, to knock him out and kind of, make a big production out of it and, make a good, solid finish to a pretty good trilogy?
Yeah, that was very important to me. When I first got offered that fight with Brad, he was supposed to fight, I can't even think of his name right now, but the ex-middleweight champion who moved up. But they gave me the fight. I didn't know it was a title fight until probably about a couple hours before the weigh-ins. So I was really pumped about that. And then when I got that win, it really felt good. I mean, here's a guy who I had been sitting in the audience watch get win after win. When he won the second fight, he was stuffing my takedowns and really going after me with his strikes, and it was hard. Brad is a tall, lanky fighter, and he hits hard. against MMA who saw him was like, Hunt, you didn't lose. I mean, he didn't do anything to beat you. But what I had to explain to them is you don't just watch the fight and make a decision at the end. You score each round, by what you think somebody else did better, and take it from there. So he took it the second time, and the other thing that I did wrong was I believe that when I got that belt, I was like, yeah, I'm here. I reached it, and I didn't reach any further with a goal. So every fight now, I'm the challenger. My last 5 fights, I tell myself I'm the challenger, and it's been working. So Saturday night, I'll be the challenger trying to win that belt. I'm not the champion going into it. I'm always a challenger.
Would you say that third fight against Burek was the best performance of your career thus far? Given the circumstances, of course.
I would say it's kind of a yes and no. I mean, when you see that first round, I mean, he was really battering me a lot, and I couldn't hold my ground and get my strikes off. Once I got back into my corner, got advised, and went back out there, then it changed. But the fight with Kenny McCorkle, I'd never been 5 rounds before. That was a long, grueling fight. I really had to dig deep down to keep myself going. Plus, let's not forget, that fight was at the base of Big Bear. So, that oxygen, it was a lot different than the oxygen in Detroit.
Right. Brandon, you also work as a police officer in Detroit. What's harder, fighting crime or fighting in the cage?
Definitely fighting crime. Like I explain to people all the time, there's no weight classes. There's no 8-week training camp. It's you get a call, you answer the call, and you prepare for the worst, but you pray for the best. And you never know what's waiting on the other end of that call. So hats off to anybody who wears a badge and goes where they're called.
You're a pro MMA fighter. You're a police officer. You got a family. How do you manage your time?
Oh, it's not the easiest. The main thing is, right after a fight, I just sit down for a while. I try to keep up, running and go to the gym a couple of days a week. But the rest of the time, I'm with my family. I do certain things with my 2 sons, and then I do other things. Really make sure I give my wife a lot of time. Try to pamper her, take her out. That's the hardest thing, is because it's as a professional fighter and a full-time employee. She's the one that gets left behind the easiest. Sometimes I really have to watch that, because the kids need things. They're always jumping on me, running around, whatever. But with her, it's kind of like the subtle times that she needs, and I constantly have to make myself. It's not that I have to make myself do it, but I got to make sure that time, that time with her is really prepared and well spent. So it's not the easiest thing, but I couldn't do it without her, and I couldn't do it without my sons really helping me out and allowing me to do it.
It seems like all the time that when a fighter gets upper 30s, they're always asked the question, how long do you want to do this? So I'm going to ask you it now. How long do you see yourself continuing to fight?
Well, I still feel good about it. This will be my youngest opponent. Here I am. I graduated Southfield High School in June of 91, and Sean Strickland was born, I think, in March of 91. So
Yeah.
we're digging really up with this fight.
Yeah.
But I feel good. I mean, with MMA, you don't really have a definite age where you might, certain people will, but you don't really know until it's that time. You see a lot of fighters, like when BJ Penn retired. Okay, yeah, his face was battered, but he said that he pretty much retired because he doesn't want to keep going home to his daughter like that. He has another baby on the way. But BJ could easily still continue to fight. So I don't know. Right now I'm looking at the next 2 years, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, Sean Strickland, I think, is 3 months older than I am, so pretty. It's turning into a young man's sport, I guess. Do you have a lot of mileage on you? Like Randy Couture, when he got in MMA, I think he was like 37. Do you have a lot of mileage on you?
What do you mean? Like how was I when I started?
No, I'm saying like injuries, stuff like that. Are you pretty fresh? I mean, you started a couple years back. I mean, you had some amateur fights, but are you pretty fresh? You don't have many injuries?
I don't have many injuries. I don't have too many injuries that I've had to battle over the years. You get your knockups and your bang-ups, but smarter, and I've really held on to that what do you call it, the advice. I really held on to that because it makes a lot of sense. You know, some guys, they go, but you're still doing the same training, but you're doing it smarter. You know, my joints don't recover like they used to, so I've got to adhere to that. So I don't have a lot of injuries because of that, and I've got some very good trainers who are making sure that I'm not constantly beat on.
What's your prediction for the fight on Saturday?
I don't know. I mean, we'll wait to see what happens. I'm just really training hard to get a win. However it comes, I'll take it. You know, obviously anything short of a disqualification, but I'll just be ready to fight that night and doing my best to try to get a win and reclaim the belt.
Brandon, real quick before I let you go, do you have any sponsors you'd like to thank? Anything you want to say to the fans?
Well, first of all, I'd like to thank my team, James Lee's Match Fight team. You know, it's James Lee, Darren Cookershank, Richard Bratton, Zach Vasicek, John Tolt, and Dave Lester, my boxing coach. You know, without those guys, I wouldn't be half of what I am now. Sponsor-wise, I'd like to thank Intimidation for sponsoring me for the last 3 fights. You know, and I just thank the fans for the support, because without people to fight for or fight in front of, it wouldn't be the same thing. So I really appreciate the support that people have given me, both while I was in the cage and outside of the cage, and it really means a lot to me.
Brandon, thank you for taking the time to talk. I really appreciate it. Good luck against Sean Strickland at King of the Cage, Steel Curtain.